Welcome to the second installment of the Forged Alliance Forever cast series. Today we've got a game on Abhor, a new 10x10 kilometer map made by Bias. So the first thing you see is the skulls. That's pretty cool. We've also got lava for eyes, and some are even bleeding, which is pretty metal. All I know is that by the end of the day, there will be one more skull. So to introduce our players, in the bottom we have Keyblue. He is Ba, he is 1400 rank and going Aeon. Factory, I believe 2 mechs, 2 P-gens. Probably gonna go for the Hydro a bit late. There's also some mass nearby, so we can grab that. In the top we have this guy going Factory first, power generators, mass extractors, power generators, and I believe second air. He might go for the Hydro a bit late as well. He's doing the thing where he rings his mass extractor with 3 power generators in order to let it upgrade for less energy cost. Abhor is quite a large map for 1v1. I remember our last cast was like 20 times 20 kilometers or something. It was conflict, and that is even larger, but this is still by no means small. You've got a 3-lane attack. You've got left side where it seems you'd be more defensive because you want to protect these mass extractors. Right side where you want to be more offensive. Attack maybe here, and after go around through there. And you've got the middle where typically you'd want to send your ACUs to fight, and maybe then even attack their base if you force them to retreat. But lots of options when it comes to Abhor. We're going to bump the game speed up. A bit of early rating from this guy. Sam and Selen. Well, I just named this guy Sam. Okay, yeah, he's going to go down to the left. Probably, you could actually hide him pretty well on this ridge. I don't think you'd be able to see him. You also got a second and third raid group going out. Keyblue does have a radar, so he will be able to see what these are. Tip from your fellow 900 rank player Evan. The first radar dot is usually the tank because people like to assist the tank with their scout. So if you want to go for the tank or scout first, then typically it helps to know which one to target. A lot of people like to go for the tank. That's usually the better option, but if there are more tanks in the vicinity and only one scout, I usually find it better to go for the scout. It's got a bomber out. That's pretty cool. Taking out the scout here. I'd go for engineers though. What does he see? He sees engineers there. They've probably built the Hydro, he can tell that. Nice little group here. Might want to bomb that. But he's going to go for the engineer here first. This guy is using the raid group that killed the Aurora here. We've got 2 more Auroras and a scout here. And I think you will be able to take back that expansion. But I think the Aurora, it actually lost that first battle due to the new patch that introduced firing randomness. And I have to say, I don't really agree with that. I think they should, if they wanted to nerf the Aurora, they probably should have done something with projectile speed. So if it misses, it's because you actually dodged it, rather than luck. But I only play UEF, so I don't really care. Keyblue's really concentrating a lot of spam on the left side. I guess he really intends to win that. He's also got engineers here, although I have to say he's a bit slow on this expansion, but I would be too, because this is actually one of the first games played on this map. I believe it's actually a map test. And there's one mass extractor, just one that can't be claimed, but I don't think it'll make much of a difference when there are so many. T1 mass extractors here. Especially in this point of the game when not many have even been claimed. Noticing both players were relatively slow to this group of 3 mass extractors. With 2 hydros, you could probably get pretty decent spam for air units as well. So transport rush would be pretty good to grab the 8 mass extractors here. But you also don't want to fall behind in land. Key Blue's got the second group of Auroras moving to the right. I don't think this guy has enough to stop him yet, but he's using his ACU to attack this group. He might be able to divert some more reinforcements. But he doesn't have the gun upgrade, so he might run into problems with the Auroras. Yeah, once your tanks get through here, they can pretty much raid the opponent's secondary base area here. I like to build factories around groups of mass extractors. They make a good shield. Alright, so we're gonna see how things look from both sides there. Both scouting pretty well, actually. You can see the higher ranked players typically build like multiple radar. That's actually quite funny. Not much of a help there, this radar. But I guess it lets them see that mass extractor. Seems this raid was successful in taking out these 3 mass extractors. This guy's already got engineers up building the cliff mass extractors. But I think Key Blue's got superior land forces. It's gonna attack the Hydro, that's pretty cool. This guy has a point defense, but this water, it's actually traversable by the Auroras. And as you'll see, they are gonna go around. You can even bring the scout along, that's pretty cool. I think their anti-air also hovers, but not their artillery. It's useful, their scout is useful on Whitefire. I believe Heaven made a tutorial on that. Anyways, this guy's gonna come crashing down the center towards that guy's base, but he has his ACU there and a group of Auroras. Honestly, I'm surprised those tanks aren't all hitting the ground. To be honest, why do they even call them tanks anyways? I mean, Auroras, they behave nothing like tanks at all. They don't move like tanks. They, as far as I know, they don't have a turret. I'm not the most educated on military stuff, but tanks have to have a turret. And they sure can't tank as well. They got 140 HP. They died to like 1 T1 bomber. Lambs are pretty weird too, but at least they have like half a tank tread. Auroras, they float. So this guy, he's pushing back. He's actually got his tanks over here instead of dealing with this. Yeah, these 4 connecting bridges and these waterways and these secondary routes and all these cool fancy ways to get across the land, they actually let you outflank your opponent a lot. So I guess that's a way to get back at your opponent if he's pushing too far. He can go around here and you can just push through here, wipe out his mass extractors. I'm surprised we haven't seen any major T2 spam. I believe he's just got his engineer online and he's going for some Ilshivas. He's also secured a nice reclaim field next to the skull. And he's got lots of point defense up. That's gonna be a problem for Key Blue. However, Key Blue has pretty much platoon strength on the right side, and he is landing engineers to build a forward base. Overall, I'd say this guy probably has a bit of an advantage, just simply because he has slightly more map control with the middle, but that could change at any time. And also because he has Ilshivas, which are going to be able to mop the floor with Auroras. But Keyblue's got... oh, he's got Harbingers already. Okay, I think I changed my mind. But I don't think the Harbs... they might take a while to come into effect and really be able to change the game if he uses his ACU correctly. That is gun and T2. You can see it on the arm. He's also building lots of radar and scouting very well. Oh, now he's doing it too. What's with these pros? Like, they really love their radar. I mean, scouts are enough. So, he's defending with his Harbingers and his T1 not tanks. You should probably use those Harbs to reclaim. That would help a lot. Gonna bring his Air Force to target the bombers. I guess when your opponent has so many radars, you might as well not even bomb them and just go for the tanks. I mean, look at this. You might as well build another... oh, look, he has another radar up on the cliff. Oh, and he has one too. And one back here. And one here. I mean, no wonder you were power stalling for the... okay, I'm sorry about this. I just find it so funny. So yeah, that's a massive concentration of Harbingers. They're gonna just wipe the floor against those T1 tanks. But the ACU could probably just walk in here. He does have to watch out for those Harbingers though. So looking from Keyblue's side, yeah, he stands to pick up decent fat from those Auroras. He has managed to completely secure the right side. 2 factories and another radar. It's gonna give him early warning in case something tries to attack, but it seems I was wrong about this map. You want to attack this way and defend this way, it seems. Or maybe it's just so up to players what to do. To tell the truth, if you try to defend here, people might just go around here, but you can wall it off. And this area is a lot wider, but it's got choke point there and there. So, as I said before, lots of ways to outflank your opponent here. So the ACU is gonna go up against these Harbingers. I do believe the ACU has more range than a Harbinger. 28 to about 35? It's hard to say. In any case, 7 Harbingers are very dangerous. A lot of people underestimate how much damage Harbingers can do. I'm gonna pass by them. Gonna see them passing by that flowing lava and pick off that mass extractor. A perfect line, and oh. So this guy has some gunships. That's pretty cool. He's gonna go after those T2 mass extractors. Maybe he can pick off that radar too while he's at it. Yeah. I think that's gonna wipe out his base, but at the same time, this guy has enough Ilshivas to defeat these 2 Harbingers and go on attack here. I mean, I already know what's gonna happen, but I like to pretend I don't know, so I can relive the experience of this match. And so I can feign being excited, but I don't really sound excited anyways, do I? So I might as well pretend to have clairvoyance now. He's gonna kill that power generator. Oh, I'm too late anyways. What the hell am I even doing? He's gonna shoot that mass extractor as you see my taskbar. Look at those phobos killing all those engineers. I'm gonna slow it down for a sec. He might even get one Harbinger off. But he's gonna lose the power generators. And his ACU is also gonna join the action, so I think this is a base trade? Does it count as a base trade if you don't rebuild your opponent's base? Yeah, both of these guys are gonna be severely lacking in power. You can see it's going down 300 for Key Blue and 40 for this guy. So quite a heavy hit. But Key Blue's already rebuilding power here. And yeah, I do believe he saw it. On against pros like these, you might want to avoid killing their radars so they have less power to go on. Because look at that, he's got radars there, there, and there. Gotta be minus 60 on that. I also like these two radars next to each other. But anyways, this was quite an action-packed map. I'm not very skilled at this whole casting thing yet, so probably didn't get to showcase it very much, but this battle was quite back and forth. Sometimes white had the lead, sometimes red had the lead, and they did play pretty skilled. The map's also pretty good. As I said before, it might be in the ladder rotation sometime, so it would do well to master it. So this guy is now gonna divert his phobos to red's shiny new base after finding out that red's ACU knows how to dance. And yeah, he is going to call it quits now. I hope you enjoyed this cast, and I'll see you in the next one.